Hey, this is Vashti, and I have a hot take on why society right now seems to be devolving more and more into chaos and violence. And I've been in the criminal justice field for many decades. I started out in juvenile corrections, which has a treatment model, and then I moved into adult corrections as a treatment provider. But way back in the day, 30 years ago, we had what we called the criminal thinking errors. And we used these criminal thinking errors as a benchmark to let the kids know that if they have these false beliefs or these thinking patterns, that it is going to likely keep them in the criminal justice cycle, or at the very least prevent them from being able to get up and over and move forward in life. And so these criminal thinking errors were things that they memorized. We helped them memorize so that they can identify these thinking errors in their own life and work to change it, change their belief system, change their processing system in their head. Listen, we don't use those anymore. We don't use the criminal thinking errors. And in fact, in the last 30 years, we've actually done a flip. And those criminal thinking errors are what we use culturally in our day-to-day society for functioning. It is, we use the criminal thinking errors to create laws. Our lawmakers, our representatives, they actually filter the laws through the criminal thinking errors. Judges from the bench will dispense justice through the filter of one of these criminal thinking errors. When I tell you what they are, you're going to say, oh my gosh. And the whole point of these criminal thinking errors is that to get out of the criminal cycle. But now that this is the new way of thinking, the new way of functioning, we're actually creating more criminals. We're creating more dysfunctional people. And we don't know why, but I'm here to tell you why. Because these criminal thinking errors keep you stuck. They keep you in the negative spin cycle. They are not empowering, and they will not help people get up and over. I don't care if it's a state law, a city law. I don't care if a judge said it from a bench. I don't care if people are well-meaning. It won't work. And let me tell you what they are. Number one, excuse making. Excuse making is a criminal thinking error. If you believe that you have somebody else made you do it, that you are not responsible for your actions, you will never change them. Making excuses. Well, I didn't have a choice. Somebody made me do it. I didn't know any better. Excuse making is going to keep you stuck. Victim playing. I'm actually the victim in this situation. I was forced to do it. I didn't want to do it, but I was forced to do it based upon what my parents told me when I was a child, based upon the messages society is giving me, based upon what I know right now. It doesn't matter what bad thing I did. I'm actually the victim in the situation because how I was raised and how I was brought up. And I shouldn't have been put in a position to have to do that, victim playing, and feel sorry for me. Minimizing. It's not actually that bad. I could have gone a lot worse. You're lucky I didn't do a lot worse or whatever, but minimizing the situation so you don't hurt anybody's feelings. So nobody's feelings are hurt. So people don't feel bad. You just redefine it, or just make it as not as bad. And which brings me into the next one, which is redefining. Listen, when I was a kid, being attracted to, if you were an adult and you were attracted to a child, you were a pedophile. You had a mental health issue. Well, now you're just a minor attracted person. So redefining things so that we can get away with it. So we don't have to feel bad, feel guilty, feel shame. Listen, those are not bad things to feel. Those are the things that help us change our ways. And so, but if we just redefine it so nobody ever has to feel bad or whatever, feel guilty or have any shame, which are, again, necessary to keep ourselves moving forward and changing and in the change cycle instead of the criminal cycle. Blame projecting. Again, it's not my fault. This society is racist, sexist, homophobic, whatever. This is the way my parents raised me. I didn't know any better. Blaming others for your actions. He made me feel guilty. He made me feel this. No, you get to choose whether you're going to feel guilty or not. You can't blame other people's for your own actions or feelings. And how about this one? Magical thinking. I don't have to work for anything. It's just going to come to me. In fact, it should come to me. It's owed to me. I deserve it. I should be able to just sit here and wish it and hope for it and think, I would really like this, and therefore I should have it. Magical thinking is it is not going to help anybody. But again, in our society right now, magical thinking is promoted. We should have it. I should have it. Instead of I have to work for it. I need to, if I'm going to have it, I have to do the work. Anyway, just something to think about. How do we change that? Well, at least now they're identified, and there's a lot more. You can Google it. Chat GPT or whatever you use. Look at the criminal thinking errors and think, how embedded are these thought patterns and processes in our lives, in our community, in our relationships? Listen, people might look at me but I'm telling you, I am a no nonsense person, and I'm like, no excuses. I was in the adult prisons as a treatment provider. No excuses, no blaming. This is a do or die situation. Take responsibility for yourself. Let's just call a spade a spade. In fact, instead of making it sound less than it is, make it sound worse than it is. No, 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 no. And help ourselves get out of these cycles. Anyway, something to think about. This is Vashti coming to you from Vashti's house. Have a great day. Make yourself at home.